Swingers Club. Swingers Club is a place that me and my wife went and a couple times, and it's like its own little community there.
Well, can I just intersect? Because is it technically, it's not considered a swingers club. Like, you don't go with the intent to meet up with another couple to swap. Like, that's not, I mean, are they called swingers club?
Well, yeah, it's the
I thought I thought because of the time, it's like switched now. It's no longer swingers, it's more just sex. I'm just saying, keeping up with the time. Swing Life, I guess. I don't know.
If y'all want to ever thought about going to the club, it's at swinglife.com. But no, it's a swingers club where it's basically a community of people that know each other, and that they have rooms and they have a lot of entertainment for couples, singles. They got stuff called.
I'm gonna intersect again.
Okay.
I'm so sorry, because you're not really painting the picture. So, have you guys ever been to like a sex club or like a swingers club or something like that? You've been to one? So, it's just a regular club. Like, it's a club. It looks like a club. There's a bar set up. There's a DJ. There's a dance floor. People are drinking. It's not what you would close your eyes and imagine. So, when you come in, first of all, the one that we've gone to, you have to have like a membership.
First one.
The very first one, PGC, right?
Yeah.
So you have to have like a membership. So you have to apply online, sign up for the membership. You have to pay for it. You have to like have your ID. They have like this background check that they do. It's a lot that is entail. You have to pay for this membership monthly if you want to, keep it going monthly. We kind of did it on a whim because it was like they have every now and then they have a night where they'll invite like couples to come. If you're not a member, you just want to kind of come in and see what goes on. That's kind of when we kind of got in. And so you come in, they say, you are the member, you've already RSVP'd, here's your name's on the list. They take your cell phones. That's the first thing they do. Take your cell phone, give you a ticket, you put your little ticket in your pocket. There's no type of, everything that you do in there is private. It's very private. They're very, very serious about making sure that everybody's privacy is kept private. And so I kind of appreciated that factor. I thought that my biggest fear was people walking in and first of all recognizing somebody and then someone recognizing me. I was like terrified. And I don't know. I think maybe we went on a masquerade night. I think we might have went our first night. It was like on a costumey night where I can kind of hide myself so I can scope out the place before I'm like, oh snap, there's such and such.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do that, so we made sure we kind of went when we were most comfortable. If anything, I was the one that was kind of like, I don't know if this is gonna be a good idea.
I was excited.
But it was exciting, and I'll tell you why. It's like walking through a porno kind of. So there are like private rooms. The initial area is like, the dance floor, the club, the bar, people are mingling. It's like a bunch of stripper poles and people are dancing on them. It's fun. And then there are rooms. You go back and they're just rooms. There's a bed on them. They have like this thing of sheets and towels and all type of things. You can bring in your own sheets. You can do whatever you want. I'm weird on sanitary, so I'm not really interested in kind of doing it there. But I'm interested in people watching me perform. So that's what... I guess when we get deeper into talking about those kind of stories, then I'll tell you that when we actually did perform in the sex club, it was because I knew people were going to be able to watch me through the window. And that, it just made me go, it made me do more. It made me go in, maybe, turn up.
Yeah, you looking like, this could be you.
Well, no, I wasn't thinking that, but it was the fantasy of someone watching us. You know what I mean? And then anybody watching this, because there are windows. And you can close your window. There are curtains. You can lock the door. Some people have like a come join like sign on their door, which means you're free to walk in if you like. But it's all about what you're comfortable with. You know what I mean? Everybody kind of conforms to what they want to do. A lot of the times when you walk through a sex club, all of the windows are closed. You can't see anything. And so I just wanted to kind of like paint that picture that it's just a club. It's just that in the back room, some people's knocking it off. They have space to knock each other off.
And on the other
and
side,
it's
like a recreation, like it's like a basketball court area where it's like, remember the first time we went and everybody was lined up having sex on that wall?
Yeah.
On the other side, it was like a whole.
I guess that was like the communal.
Yeah, it was like a communal.
Area.
It was like they all was next to each other. It was like 20 groups, 20 couples,
it was like couples just
all
down
lined
the
up,
wall,
just having sex, and someone was switching off there. And I was like,
but it's a large room, and so we were able to go in with other people and just watch for a while. I mean, we were there for the experience, and so we would pop in, and we pop back out. All right, cool, that's dope. And we go in the back, and it's like, oh snaps, that's dope. And that was our experience. You know what I mean? We've only been to sex clubs maybe like twice, but 3 times.
Like 3, at least 3. Yeah.
I say 3. At least 3. And we performed at one once, and that was because this girl, she was really aggressive.
Did you enjoy it?
I enjoyed it.
I liked it because of people were watching us, but I was the whole time.
We enjoyed it. It wasn't because of who she was.
I don't know who she is. It was like a one night stand. I've never had a one night stand. I'm terrified of STDs. They freak me out. And so putting myself in that position, I'm like, this is fun. I'm so turned on. Everybody's turned on. But while I'm doing it, I'm like, I'm scared now. And then it was bad because then it's funny because this came up before. It was a clinic thing, and I'm like, I know that we're safe, and we talked to this girl, and we were in this environment, and they wouldn't put us in a position that we would be unsafe. But can we please just run to the clinic and test it and make sure everything's cool? But I don't like having that thought surrounded by my sexual experiences. Like I want to make sure that everybody's clean, everybody's healthy, and it's just fun. That's what I was looking for, and that's the only reason why that was. Yeah. But as far as the experience, it was fantastic. It was a wonderful experience, and it was the first time when we had someone that was aggressive towards us. Do you know what I mean? Like she wanted us, right. And it was different in the time.
Like she was kept following us, so we'd be here, and she'd be sitting there.
She would pop up in places where we were.
She giving us the wrong game.
Yeah, I was just like, you know that shorty. But we have gone on and on about the sex club. But you've been to one too.
I've been to one. A friend of mine. So she knew someone who had a membership, and I guess this was a night where she could bring guests.
Okay.
Originally I was like, okay, sure, why not? I'm cool to see what it's about. I did not participate, and I wasn't interested in participating. I was watching more so like in awe, and maybe it could be just, it's one of those, you shouldn't be doing this and you shouldn't be watching this, so this is why I'm here. But realistically, I need to leave. It was interesting because, yes, it's set up like a normal place. It's just a regular bar. You can either dance, drink, talk, be regular. There are the rooms. And then, people were just having sex at the bar. Like couples. And I was like, I just want to get a drink.
I just want to get a drink. That's how I was.
Yeah. But I also, I dated a guy who was a part of a group. And there's these groups where people, I wouldn't say that I guess they're like swingers, but for the most part, a lot of these people are single. I didn't originally know that he was like in this sex group or whatever. And I was young at the time, so I was like naive to that. So he invited me like, hey, let's come to this bar. And this is just like a regular bar in the city. And I'm like, okay, sure. And as soon as I get there, he's telling people, oh, don't touch, she's mine or whatever. And meanwhile, people are just like going ham everywhere. And this is just a regular bar. Like if you drove by, it's a regular bar. And I was just like in awe, like, oh my God, like this is a thing. And, they have like their private pages on Facebook and stuff like that, where they post pictures, because obviously this is like an actual like little community. So, but I didn't participate in that. Yeah.
And do the sex rooms, do they got themes?
Well,
nice.
It depends on, they're really nice, but it depends on which club you go to. The one that we went to was just all the rooms were the same.
Okay.
There are some where they're like, you have like an aquatic room where it's blue and like there's fish and stuff. Like there are some that have like different themes in each room.
And it depends on the night too. Like they got different
themed parties.
Theme parties.
Okay.
Each time it's a different kind of
Anyone
thing.
else?
But you guys haven't been to sex clubs. Why not?
Nah, I can't imagine, especially like bringing my girl to a club like that. But that's just me. Like I guess I'm kind of like old school because I would be in there just like naturally getting jealous, and she would. Any girl I've ever dated would be jealous too, looking at me. But apparently it's more common than people think. Like not even the club. Like I know a guy who told me he used to host sex parties at his like big like mansion in Jersey, and he showed me some pictures up from the balcony, and it was just covered with people having sex on every one of the couches, the floors, and they would do it on like a monthly basis, and it was like a secret society type of
That's
club.
The thing, like it's a very secretive society. Like he and I are super new into it, so it's a lot of places we didn't even heard of, we don't even know about, but we don't know how to know about them. Like, you know what I mean? It has to be word of mouth. You have to rub shoulders with the right person. Like, that's the only way that you're accepted in, I guess. So
it's like that movie Eyes Wide Shut. You ever seen
exactly.
that? Right. Yeah, like little...
Exactly. What about you?
I mean, I have never been to a club, but I'm a part of some groups that on social media, and pretty much, you interact and you posting. We have cabin trips.
Nice.
So, you go either to Atlanta, up into the mountains, and they, got some people they do, and some people they do over here, whatever. But I mean, pretty much, it's pretty much more not scripted as a sex party. It's pretty much like a cabin trip,
Right.
but you're going to do whatever you want to do. Vice versa, when the lights go out, you got a bunch of horny people in the room. People going to do what they want to do. It's up to you. I've done a bathhouse once or twice. I mean, it's a great experience. I mean, just have fun.
It's just
So
fun.
what's the wildest, weirdest sex y'all had then?
Not necessarily the wildest, weirdest sex, but like, what is more so like something that you do it and it's very weird to you, like a taboo. Like for me, right? I love gay porn. I bust the fastest when I watch gay porn. It's
A man?
two men, man on man, like that. That's what turns me on. I love watching. That's what gets me
You
off
should
the
see mine.
fastest.
I don't think you should see mine.
That's what I'm saying though, but that's what gets me
Well,
off
I'll
the
see your
fastest.
copy.
Like, just I guess it's because it's something I'm not used to seeing often, and so it turns me on. Like, it really does. And so the thing about it is though, I just feel so wrong once I've completed the mission. Like, once it's over, I'm like, ugh. The other thing that I just recently, I'm talking about like 2 days ago, discovered that makes me bust even faster than gay porn. Like Arab women with their garb on.
What?
The secrecy, right?
It was like, yeah, because they're like, I don't want to. And then they do it, and it's like, Jesus, how did you know how to do that? Like, I don't know. That aspect turns me on too. But to me, when I'm by myself, I think my most taboo moments in having sex is when I'm alone. That's really when I experience like the weirdest, freakiest things. It's when I'm by myself. That's me. But you all have to go around. Since I've shared mine, everybody has to share theirs.
So I do have like this weird fetish, and it's funny because I'm not attracted to women, but I enjoy watching ebony oral sex, like lesbian sex.
Black lesbian sex.
It has to be black lesbian sex. Anything other is just I'm not attracted to it. It's just like, just turn it off.
Right.
Yeah. And
So
it has
then,
to be
how
that.
do you feel as soon as you climaxed or you bust or you squirted or whatever?
I deleted.
Right? You feel like, that's how
I'm like,
I feel.
shame.
I feel shame. Then the
shame.
screen go black, you see the reflection like, I did enjoy it though.
I get a little nervous sometimes because I wonder if my cell phone provider has like access to know about
To
these
see which
things.
They do.
They know.
Trust me. You got an iPhone, Android.
Yeah, iPhone.
They know.
For sure.
85% of the things searched on the internet is porn.
For sure.
Out of everything you can get online, 85% of the usage of all internet is porn.
You ever watch porn?
Cuckold.
What do you mean?
Cuckold porn. So it's like when the husband and wife is together, but they bring a gentleman into the room to penetrate the wife in front of the husband.
Okay.
It's more of a humiliation pleasure
That's
for the man. I want to be the guy that's pleasuring someone's wife.
Oh, that gets called
And
in.
it happens to be one of my bosses. I want to
Right.
his wife in front of him. I don't want to be happy about it. This is a whole different other thing, but I like that kind of porn too.
Just the whole mindset of saying that I fucked my boss's wife
in front of he's
in
crying.
front of him.
He's crying.
I was
and
gonna say,
he's like, oh, yeah, that's right. And I'm like, yeah, that's my thing.
What about you guys? What kind of taboo, weird things that happen?
I think everything taboo, weird. I tried. I don't really think about nothing. I mean, I like humiliation. I like bondage and humiliation a lot. Like, I like to see girls with belts around their neck or like leashes and gag balls. Like, even when I'm having sex with them, like, it's just more so the division than it is just the sex. I mean, because it doesn't really enhance anything, but it's just the vision and spit.
Okay.
Spit. Yeah, I don't know why.
You spit in her mouth.
Yeah. If I can't spit in your mouth, I don't even want to have sex again, ever.
Really?
Yeah.
So do they have to, do I know that you're going to ask me that before we start having sex? Or
No,
that's like in the
no,
moment,
I'm
I
just
just
gonna
gotta
open your
be
mouth
ready?
up, and if you reject, then it'd be over.
Yeah,
Like I'm gonna
that's
get turned
Oh,
off.
you just, wow.
not
Has that
fine.
ever happened though?
Yeah.
More often than not or less often?
Less often.
Well, I wanna
More
know about
often
when it
they with
happened.
it. They always with it.
No,
Oh
know
yeah,
though.
when the
Yeah,
yacht.
what
I
about
don't
the
even
one
want
that
to say
didn't?
no.
Does
Is it what?
anybody say no?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Sometimes they be like,
How was it? Like, was it like a no? Or was it like No, like was it?
One time they spit it back out, and then another
Spit it on
time
you?
they seen me what I was doing, trying to open their mouth, and then they turned their head.
Oh, okay.
Like that. But most of the time they didn't with it. You got to take them all the way there though.
Right,
you
right,
can't
right.
just, like introduce it, but the more stuff you start adding, the more they start to open up, and then that stuff just come with it. Then I like spit on their face. Like I just like humiliation. I don't know what it is. Like
No, some women
but
like
when
to be humiliated.
Yeah,
like,
some women
seriously.
like that.
No, and the ones that be front be the ones. So they,
Let's
Yeah, I gotta
spit in
treat
my
you.
face. I'm gonna punch you in your mouth. Heck no, I don't like no spitting. You go to jail for doing that. I don't like. You go. No.
outside of sex, yeah.
some of them like
during
spitting.
sex.
I don't know. I
You
just
do spit in the mouth. Is that to help enhance the wetness while they're sucking you off? Or it's
Sometimes they suck one day and I spit in their mouth so they can
Okay.
keep going.
Right.
But it's just the humiliation. I just want to
Right.
see how
You wanna
far
see
I
how far
can
you
disrespect you.
disrespect you.
Like it's the
Yeah.
turn on, just how
And
much.
that kind of porn is something that I watch too. Like how they kind of you have this one woman with like the 18 guys and she's like just going around.
Right.
I like them joints.
Yeah,
because it's just
yeah,
like
them too.
Right, yep.
Jesus, this lady has no shame. I like her.
Yeah, right.
that nigga strong.
I
Right.
like watching like the exposed. Y'all ain't never watch go on porn and just press exposed. Like I want to see people that's getting like that is a reality space that this girl is just randomly having sex and not got it set up, and it's happening. Because that's more realer to me than the scenes where it's a storyline and this and that and that and that.
You mean
I like to
amateur?
see it's amateur. You got exposed. You got a bunch of things.
Yeah, they're the best ones.
Because
They're
as
the
soon as
best
you get
ones.
exposed, it's a line of
Yeah,
it.
that's
Most
the
of it's
best
not
one.
really exposed. It's just the category of
Category,
it.
right.
But it's a real scene.
More
I like the
realistic, right?
realistic
Yeah.
scene. Honestly, I like dark skinned women. Like I can't. But as soon as you put dark skinned women in porn, is with a white guy. 'Cause
Always.
I don't look like him. I can't really relate. I need the guy got to look like me going in her. You mean? Yeah,
Something that's really taboo for a lot of people is like making your own pornos, and I kind of like doing that too.
Okay.
Set up like a tripod, hit record, and then like you said, you like people watching you. I don't
Well, I would
necessarily.
want someone to record me.
Okay, yeah, I don't need physically people watching me, but
Please, I record myself
Yeah.
all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I guess what I'm saying is that I want the production behind it. Like I would
I don't
like
need no
to
production.
rewatch it and
Put
like
my iPhone
the
up
lighting
on
is
the tripod.
fantastic.
Real rap.
My bed,
iPhones,
yeah.
iPads.
Get the great
camera
angle
overhead.
and go for
But
it.
do you have multiple?
No, I only got one.
Oh, just one.
That joint works wonders.
I want a whole production.
And you know what I did? And then I thought I would
got-
have never done before.
You
Huh?
got the the girl husband on?
No.
Okay, cool.
You can't do that.
I mean, I got some people that,
Oh, yeah?
yeah. But
library.
if I want to explode somebody, I could, but I'm not that type. But that's some people fantasy to be filmed. But you know, that's something that we keep between both of us. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I actually went to the part that was like, "Yo, can I urinate on you?" And I was like, "I've never done that before," and you know, I allowed that to happen. I mean, I stepped out of my comfort zone. and allowed
Yeah, we
something
tried
like
that one
happen.
time, and it
But
didn't-
like,
it didn't work.
not on
Nothing
my
happened.
face. I don't
Yeah.
want it on my face. Like, don't ejaculate on my
Right.
face. I don't even like my own come on me. Like, if I do it, I gotta get up
Right.
every while, but it's just there. I don't want it
Sometimes I just fall asleep. Oh, my bad.
there.
He's the worst after a nut. Like after he busts. It's
Yeah,
the
it's
worst.
over.
But no, if I'm home,
It's
but if I
over.
do it by myself, if I'm home and I'm in a bed and you know you just want to go for it, I mean, I'm like, look.
Right.
Go to sleep. I ain't
I'm not
getting
going to
up.
getting
But
no
something
rag.
about like when you're in the mud, I just
Yeah,
want to get up and just go. Like if you finish, just wash off.
But that's what makes sex good for me is when you finish and I'm finished and I'm laying there with your cum on my back. The nice thing to be a good finish is for you to go get a warm rag and wipe me off.
Yeah, that
It's
is
gonna
Not a
mess
cold
up.
rag.
It mess
Not
up
a
the
cold
whole.
rag.
It mess up the whole
The
event though. Like
mood,
once
like,
you
we
nut, it's
still
just like
there.
I'm trying to chill. We enjoying this
Yeah.
moment. I'm about to go to sleep.
Now I gotta
I'm
sober
mad.
No,
Like-
my back is cold because that little bit of breeze from the fan is coming on my back when
Let
you
it
come
dry up.
sitting.
I'm
Wipe
blown.
me off. When girls come over and that happens, I get the rag. I wipe them down.
So
That's
Yeah.
why
Such a
afterwards
gentleman.
they
yeah.
texting me.
yeah,
When can
that's
he
good.
come?
She takes all
And
mine,
I'm not
so that's
interested
good.
in that. Like I'm not interested in just me and the girl without him. So it doesn't progress. But I'm saying those small little things.
Yeah, yeah.
Can you wipe me off? Damn,
No,
that's crazy.
I got you sometimes. It depends on the day.
I mean,
Wow.
we just was talking like.
If it's early,
Especially
if
if
it's
I'm
during
doing
the
you talking about an
day,
hour and a half of work,
You
and now I
sleep
gotta
already?
get up.
if it's during
I'm
the
gonna
day,
be
it's
working.
cool. But at night, like, I'm not. That's too
Listen,
much.
That's crazy.
That's too much. During the day, though, I
I'm
know you
gonna
gotta
enjoy
go
this
back and do
one.
your thing.
That's
So I'm gonna
I'm
wipe you
replaying
off.
everything that happened in my head. You talking
That's
about the rap?
disrespectful.
And I don't want to cuddle. Like, that's the worst.
No, I want to wag off about what just happened.
Cut
I don't
on
want
this-
to.
yeah,
Now I want to re-experience what just happened here. Why you want me to get the rag? I'm not done yet. Like, you know,
Yeah, that's funny.
it's just-
What's something like? I guess when you think of a sex club, because you've never been to one, so when you close your eyes and imagine it, what did you see?
Yeah, more like just round robin rotation. You know, that people just hop in from one to one to one.
Right.
How many would you like? How many encounters is average at the sex club? Is it like?
It's so funny because we've been 3 times. The first time it was like everybody was doing it.
So you might have like touched like 10, 20.
Yeah, like we went around. I would say like all the rooms were occupied.
It was occupied.
I mean, it was popping.
It depends on the time too.
But it does. I
Right,
would
right.
say that. I think we went like on
Yeah.
a Friday night maybe.
Like 1 o'clock is the
We
time.
went at 1. It was about to close.
Not
Everybody
10.
was kind of. It
Right,
was our first.
not 3.
We was already
Right.
kind of embarrassed. Yeah. So it was like, it depends on when you go, but also at the same time, it's like you never know what you're going to expect because when we went another time, it was hardly nobody there. Nobody was doing it, or no one was comfortable enough to have sex. Now we got this group with the timid people. And we had a sex club, but nobody's doing it. Let's just dance and have a good time. Turn it into a club. We just had to dance and had a good time. But it really depends on what night you go and the atmosphere and what you want to do with it.
And it's because the other one we went to was way different because of the
Yeah.
location.
That was
Like
another
it was
thing.
really aggressive over there.
So I expected before I go into one, I expected there to be like older white couples, not black people, just a whole bunch of older white couples. And older white couples, I don't know what it is about us, but they love us. But I'm not doing it. I don't want to go. I don't want to be around. That's not what I'm into. Like they're not my type. I don't want to feel pressure to have sex with somebody I'm not attracted to. And so for months. I mean, we had this conversation about sex
You
club
just imagine fat
for
white people.
months. just experience swingers that would, just too much. You know what I mean? I just didn't know what to expect. And then we get there and it's nothing like what I imagined. It's just, they didn't even notice us. Like,
But do you think it's taboo in our community, in the African American community, that we don't step out of our comfort zone and do stuff like swinger
Absolutely.
clubs and
Absolutely.
sex parties, or just let your imagination just go.
Right.
Live in the moment.
Right.
Allow yourself to have
Right.
fun. Like we were just talking about before. It was like same sex over and over again. It gets boring after a while.
Right.
So why not? I mean, I think it's dope. I think it's
my
like,
thing is, you cannot knock something if you haven't tried
Try
it.
it.
You have to try it at
At
least
least
one
know
time.
somebody that tried it. Like
Right,
have
and
the
can
type of-
give
That's
you
to a degree.
details.
To a degree. If somebody told you that having sex with animals was fun, you don't have to have sex with animals.
No,
to
you
know that
don't.
wanna
You
have
don't,
sex with
because-
animals.
no,
I'm just saying,
no.
everything you don't gotta try
Yeah,
to
not
know you
right.
ain't with it.
You're definitely correct on that one.
You don't gotta try
For some
everything.
things.
But some things though. But I mean,
Yeah,
even with
not-
fetishes
not-
though,
not-
some
Even
fetishes
fetishes,
is a little too
yeah,
extreme. I don't
yeah.
even know. Like, I'm good
Exactly.
with that. But that's how I thought a sex club was just like you imagine, like a club where everybody drink. But I thought every room had its own fetish. So like you went to this
okay.
room,
Like-
it was dominatrix. You go
Right.
to this
And
room.
they got dominatrix
Like I thought it was
rooms,
like that's
but
how
it's
I
not
thought
in
it
all
was.
rooms.
Yeah.
So it's like it's sectored off. You got your theme rooms, but
Okay.
it's like 2 theme rooms, and there's about 8 rooms that you can
Just do you.
do you, and then
Okay.
it's that arena
Okay.
that you can go have WrestleMania.
Everybody.
Yeah, it's just
Indeed.
everybody.
Got you.
I guess what I want to know now is, if you were to go to a sex club, would you have sex there?
Yeah, I mean,
So you
what's the
just be
point of
going?
going?
I mean, cause I like going to watch. Like I like
Okay,
going to
yeah,
kind
yeah,
of
I
see
get you.
what's going on.
I guess it
So they
depends
have
on
to
who you
be
bring.
involved. Right.
I try to join sex clubs. They not with single. They're not with.
Not
You
really.
can't join up
It's
as a
hard
man,
to-
a
as a
man
single
by
man,
itself.
yeah.
So it's
You
either a
gotta
couple
pay way
or a
more.
girl by themselves,
Yeah.
a woman by themselves.
It's like
so,
they'll either have like a singles males nights where they're welcome and you got to
Yeah,
pay
it's
like
like-
almost double the
yeah,
cost.
almost double cost. Yeah, so it's not really like.
They don't want it to be that kind of scene.
Yeah.
Right.
But that would make the single ladies feel more comfortable. You know what I mean?
All day long, but that's how it should be though. There'll be a lot of single guys in there on some creep
Yeah,
shit.
just on
Like, you know
some
what I
creep
mean?
stuff.
So,
Yeah, stuff. Yeah, seriously.
That's how
That
it
just
is.
be
That's
they
how
want
it's
to go to
supposed
the club. They just go straight to the swingers club.
Yeah, ain't nobody
You know?
even. Yeah, they never
You
go to
give
the
it
club.
up,
If
like,
single
why go
guys
there?
can go to sex clubs, they would
Exactly.
never go to another club.
And it just be
Be no
another
reason
club.
to, cause they can
Yeah,
just go
yeah.
there. They can skip the whole
Skip
me
Skip
having
the
to
whole
buy
meet
you
and
a
greet,
drink.
buy you a
I
drink.
ain't gotta talk to you. Like I already know I'm
Seriously.
going here and
Right.
it's going
So I
down. from
appreciate
there.
that.
Trap
the
music
fact
in
that
the
it's-
sex club.
Yeah, trap.
You know what?
Correct.
What's something that's like taboo for you? Do you feel like icky or something that you do have you that you've done maybe, even if it's by yourself? Because my stuff happens on my own.
I don't know. I'm pretty much open to to try different things. I don't know what I really want to experience even next, far as being single. I mean, pretty much, I'm just open. I'm open to certain stuff to an extent. I don't want to go too dramatic. Like, don't try to kill me, don't choke me. I'm not into the toe sucking. Where's people fetish with feet? I'm not a feet person. I mean, I don't like the feet. I don't, And he talk about spit in my mouth. Don't spit in my mouth. I ain't down with those spit. I don't care for it. But it's to each his own. Right. I mean, but I have seen it done. Some people like it done. I mean, it's a turn on.
Some people like it. Don't say they like it.
But I mean,
it's always them. That's the best one.
Exactly.
The ones
they say it like in that moment. He's like,
everything.
Well, you did like it. Hello.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But what I really want, like, I seen this movie the other day with Keanu Reeves, where the two girls came to his door. And they was acting like they was lost.
Yeah, act like they was
knock, whatever the kids.
Young,
yeah,
all that stuff.
But they he was married. His wife went off somewhere with the kids or something, and they pressured this man to having sex, and he was really giving it to they was going for it. He comes and said, "No, I'm married." I want somebody to do that to me. I want two people to come knock on my door and say they lost, something about with the cable person or the mailman.
Every time.
I just want to do something like that to happen. Something in the movies that don't happen in real life.
Every time a cable guy comes over or the guy comes in to fix something, he I just imagine if this was to happen.
Let me just walk out of the room. You laugh
that would never happen. That would never
be around
happen. What?
When the RCM bull came?
Yeah, so the cable guy
he came in and I said, she's laughing at his jokes? Oh shit, let me get out the way.
And he really left. He went to the bathroom or something.
I'm going. I'm not cock blocking. I don't know what's going on. I'm listen.
Was the guy attractive?
No.
Even
if he was though,
we don't know what's attractive. We just know that you're laughing at his jokes. You might like it. I'm cool with it. I'm that type of guy.
I think this man said, this is a 10-speed. I only have 5-speed. You guys are doing better than me.
Oh yeah, I'd have thought so too. Yeah. What's funny about a 10-speed and a 5-speed? I thought she was lying.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
I thought it would have been rude if I didn't get
where his joke. That
was silly.
Whatever. I did that with an Uber driver.
That's sexy.
I mean, did it with. I initiated the thing. I mean, it wasn't even about the free ride. I found something that was attractive, and you start making conversation and you start easing stuff in slowly but surely, and then wind up, you switch numbers. I mean, it's all about communication. You don't know what people is into if you don't ask.
Right.
Make them feel comfortable. I hate when people say, get them high or get them drunk. It's not even, talking, seeing where your head and stuff is at.
Next time on Sex with a Millennial.
Wow.
Okay, so I'm with her.
I know, I'm
waiting.
I
know. What do you want to know? What do you want to know?
This couch has been quiet over here. Tell us the story.
Oh, we've been chilling. We're just listening to everybody.
All right, but it's your turn to tell though.
Okay,
Yeah.
How did you lose your virginity? I was 16, so that was 4 years ago. Wow.
You don't have to tell us how much you are.
I mean, okay. You're old, so I guess.